Hello, hello, my beautiful soul tribe, Dawn. This is Ascend With Me Tarot. I am here to do a collective reading. I'm not sure what we're going to read about yet. I haven't pulled any cards. I usually have a few laid out by now, but Spirit told me to start with the singing bowl today. So we're just going to clear our energy real quick. I've already prayed and saged and cleared my space. All right, guys, let's get started here. Let's get started. I've got a couple new decks that we're going to start with, I think. I just want to see the Soul Tribe collective energy. What is the overall collective energy? You know, the things that we're dealing with or working through right now, okay? Sacrifices on the bottom. I feel like a lot of us have had to sacrifice things in our life, okay? I know I have, and, you know, I'm speaking to my collective, so I'm going to speak from experience here. But it says sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. The illusions, the obsessions, the addictions. It's a sacrifice of love, okay, guys? And look, divine love is after that, okay? So I'm going to leave that out. We're going to look into that. We have been asked to sacrifice different things, whether it's, you know, jobs or relationships or things that you know, and addiction doesn't just have to be like drug addiction. It could be your addiction to watching tarot. I know I got into that for a while. Your addiction to watching TV so many hours. Your addiction to too many soda pops. I mean, I drink Dr. Pepper all day. I've been trying to add water, right? Like, whatever. It's an addictive pattern that, you know, it's like the things we're being asked to sacrifice are the things that come in, that take our time away from devotion to the divine, through self-love, through, you know, self-love, the divine love, through studying our spiritual journey, you know, through studying and meditating. You know, it's anything that's going to come in and take away, you know, and fill up the time and the space that I feel like divine is telling us is his. Okay, so whatever that may have been in your life, God's making us go through this sacrifice. And it's like he's not going to make you sacrifice it, but he's going to make you uncomfortable through situations to the point that you're gonna have no choice, right? Like you're gonna use your own free will to give this stuff up, right? But you're gonna be very uncomfortable until you do decide to give up whatever you're being asked to sacrifice. Okay, is what I'm getting, and it's so that you can tap more into divine love, though. You know, this says when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. This is why we've been asked to let go of people, places, things, obsessions, to fill the space with divine love. So we've been taught how to detach from these things that we make idols in our life. I'm hearing, right? I mean, you might not think that it's been an idol, but if anything that's taken the space of divine love or taken the time away from your divine mission, your divine growth. Sorry, that's my dog drinking in the background. Anything that fills that space besides the divine and concentrating on the divine is an idol, okay? A lot of us, it's been companionship. We got freedom from companionship. I should probably turn the angle of this phone. I try to do it like a new way, but I don't like that angle. Anyways, we'll just let it ride for now. So a lot of us, it's freedom from different companionships, whether it's toxic friends, toxic family members, or toxic lovers, right? That we've been brokenhearted over, or trying to, you know, do all this change for, or walking on eggshells around, right? It's like spirit father. Maybe it's your twin flame. Maybe it's who you see as your twin flame, as your soulmate, right? Maybe the whole test of this twin flame journey is to, yes, meet someone that we have such a deep connection with that you know, we go through all this with, right? But to release that person back to the divine, because your person and yourself are always the divines in the first place, right? Instead of trying to hold on to one another, right? Making each other the other's idol is what I'm getting. So if that's what's been going on, that's why, a lot of us haven't come into the union, because it's not necessarily union with another person. Spirit's telling me this is about union with the divine, your union with the divine self, the divine love of God that's in you, okay? That's what I'm getting. That's why these sacrifices have been necessary. But let's just add another layer to each one of these cards. I know I didn't shuffle, but Spirit did tell me I didn't need to. But we're going to shuffle on this deck. So tell me, what do you want to add to this sacrifice? Yeah, striving, right? It's time to sacrifice the things that we've been striving for, okay? Out of ego. Whatever's been ego driven. It says, eventually the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow, right? Sacrifice all. It's like Spirit shown us and forced a lot of us to sacrifice these things we were holding on to so tightly to, right? You can let go in free will, and it's an easier transition, or the Divine will force it if it gets to the point, like not force it, but yeah, he will create these situations, these circumstances where you're so uncomfortable that you have no choice but to let go whatever this was that you've been holding on too tight to. Whether it's an addiction, a relationship, a job, something, it's whatever's not meant for you right now. It's not going to suit your journey into this union of divine love. So it's taken the place as an idol in your lives, in our lives is what it is, okay? And so Spirit's telling us it's time to sacrifice these things we've been striving for and to get into the flow of the divine energy, of letting answers come as they're needed, not having to know all the answers all the time, but when things like being relaxed, not in anxiety, not always having to know this or know that or have this person or have that situation, or we can't survive, or we're going to be anxious. Let all of that go and lean into divine trust. I'm getting trusting in the openness to answers, that the answers will come in divine timing. When you're ready for the answers, when you're where God needs you to be, you will get the answers you're seeking. And they will come in easily. They will flow to you as insight, intuition. You don't have to hold on and strive and be anxious or angry or resentful or feeling whatever uncomfortableness that the divine has put on you in regards to whatever you're being asked to sacrifice, okay? A lot of us, it's relationships. And it doesn't have to be a lover, but a lot of us, it is a lover. A lot of you guys, it could be family members. It could be a relationship with children or friends. But Spirit's saying if you have the courage, Spirit's saying it's time to have courage to make these sacrifices, though, to come into this divine alignment. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry, all will be well. You have to be quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. It's about coming into alignment with divine will, divine purpose in our lives. Tell me about divine love, Spirit. What do you want to add? Okay, we got 2 on divine love. Sanctuary. The divine is our only true sanctuary, guys. Okay? That's it. This is the big aha, insightful moment of everything that this world has been experiencing to this point, energetically and in the physical. It's to point us all back to realizing that our sanctuary lies within. It's not in the world. It's not a relationship. It's not a job. It's not a relationship with a child or a family member. It's nothing more than the divine. The divine is everything in this world. He's everything, guys. He truly, truly is. The divine love is all we really need to walk in this world with balance and comfortableness. I'm hearing, like, to let go of the anxieties. It's okay. Let me read this. The divine is your sanctuary, and he lives within you. It says a sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. The inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your heart, okay? God wants us to have, yes, we've got to love one another, right? But what is the number one commandment? Love God above all things. Love your neighbors as yourself. Right now, God is reminding us, it's like the world, this world that fell asleep, has been trying to fill that void of the love of God with relationships and physical things. And that's why this world has fallen into the state that it has fallen into. So God is stepping in, just like he did with the Israelites, right? He turned them away, he sent them to Egypt. But when they had enough, they started calling out to God again. They went within their hearts and they started giving the divine their hearts, right? They started they started praising him and just making him the everything again, instead of trying to feel it with other things, right? And then he brought them out of Egypt. Well, that's kind of what's going on, Soul Tribe. Okay? God's pointing us back into the true sanctuary. Yeah, that he is enough. Oh my goodness. Being enough. God is enough. God, the divine is enough. The sanctuary within you is in your heart. That is the divine. That is your blueprint. And he is enough. Okay? It says the innermost heart says, you are enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change. No need to grow more deserving. You, yes, you are love. Okay? And you are the divine. The divine is you, in you. We're meant to wake up to this truth. Guys, it's this awakening in this world, these energetic shifts, that everything that's going on. Yes, the stars and the planets are guideposts and they're telling the story. But the divine is he's the wizard behind the curtain of everything, okay? And the whole point of it all is Christ made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. This is the sacrifice that we're being asked to make. Thank you, Father, for not nailing us to a cross like Christ went. Like, that's the ultimate sacrifice. But God's asking you to sacrifice the things of this world. These things that we've made idols in this world. Okay? And to go within and realize that no matter what's going on outside of you, you're always going to have enough. You're always going to be enough. Okay? There's nothing you have to strive for. What's meant for you will come to you because they're blessings given to you. You can strive as much as you want, but if it's not up to if the divine says, no, this is not a blessing for you, or you're not ready for this, you won't have it. Right? That's what I'm getting. But as soon as we let go from trying to do this stuff in our own power, trying to make idols of people, places, and things, putting that above our own selves and the love of God within us, right? As soon as we turn within again, you guys, and we search our hearts and we get in this energy of flowing into letting life just flow. It is what it is. It's always enough. I've always got enough. If a situation isn't working out, then I can release it. I can detach from it without harboring resentment or unforgiveness, because it's God's way of telling me this is not for me, or it's not for me right now, at least, right? And that's divine trust, to just be able to flow through life without trying to control it. Guys, that's what I'm getting. Okay? Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful for me. Yeah, and we got contentment on the bottom here. It's about being content always. Content in the divine. Content in love. Right? Content that no matter what's going on, you are loved. You can never not be loved, guys. There's nothing that you can do. There's no one in this world that can hurt you enough to take away that divine love. Right? The lie is when someone comes in and we feel like we're not enough for a certain person or a situation, it makes us feel like we're less than. And then we feel like, our insecurities start eating away at us. But it's like, if we can hold on to this truth of being enough no matter what, and that these situations are just divine's toolbox to shape us, to mold us. He's the potter. We're the clay, right? That's the things we go through is the wheel, the potter's wheel, right? That these people, places, and things that we've made idols are really meant to just be the wheel for the potter to shape the clay. Okay? But contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. You are never separated from God. That's why we can always be content in all things, right? It's about getting this understanding, this remembrance that you can be content because you're always enough. You'll always have enough, and everything that's provided to you in this world, you're not getting things because you might be working hard, and that's the divine, that's part of your will, being on that wheel, the potter's wheel. But when it happens, it's not, it's not your own power. It's because God's choosing to bless you. It's blessings and lessons. That's what life is about, you guys. Blessings and lessons. And so God's like, remember to be content and grateful for all things, always, and look within, and don't base your perceptions on the world that's outside of you. That's the illusion. The truth is what's within you, and I am the truth, and I reside within. I only got 10 more minutes, guys, so let's get through this. Tell me about companionship, Father, please. Divine timing. When the divine's ready to bless you with the right companions, the right friends, okay, when it's divine time for your family members and you to start seeing eye to eye for healing, the divine will bring it in. Right? Your job is to heal in forgiveness, let go of resentment, tap within yourself, keep your heart open by being forgiving for all people, all things, all situations. Never close a door on a person, place, or thing, right? You put your boundaries up, and you don't let them affect you from the outside, right? But you always have hope in a healing. Always have hope in healing for all in the situation, and always carry forgiveness, Spirit saying, because when it's divine timing, the companion that's meant for you will come in, and compassion. This person will come in with compassion. The ones meant for you will come in with when it's time, when you're on the same levels of compassion and understanding for one another. That's when divine timing brings in the union of these energies. It says the divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. Right? So these things we try to hold on to and fix in our own power, these relationships or these jobs or these places we're living, whatever it is, when it's leaving your life, it's because God's taking it from your life. Right? But we try to hold on and ignore the signs and sitting in this uncomfortable energy. When that energy is the energy you're feeling within you is what's telling you about your truth of whatever your situation is that you're feeling things about, okay? So it's like trusting the energy, right? Always trust the inner energy, what your intuition is telling you. And then always have compassion for one another, no matter the situation, no matter how someone may have hurt you or not, or you may have hurt someone else. The key to bring these things about is to have compassion for one another, to always leave a door of healing open for all people, places, or things. Always. Never close that door. Forgive. If you want forgiveness, you have to be able to know how to give forgiveness too, right? It's a even exchange. Anyways, as you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever-deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. Beautiful. Keep a positive mindset no matter what. Stay positive. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. Always look for that silver lining. But you might not realize this, but God's giving you true freedom through these sacrifices. That's leading you to true freedom. It says, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. Right? It's like breaking free from the bonds of hell, really. It's in regards to relationships and how we see and perceive ourselves and others in relationship to one another. We're gaining freedom, okay? Yes, we can love one another, but we don't have to cling so tightly to relationship. Relationships are changing, guys. It truly is. It truly, truly is, okay? Relationships are changing. It says, I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Buddy, quit. My dog is literally eating my wall. Quit. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. One more on freedom, Spirit. True love. When you can let go, that's when you really, really come into alignment of true love. And the divine is your truest love, okay? The divine is your truest love. You're never going to be fulfilled or be made whole by any other relationship in this world. Yes, they add, and they add to your experience, they add to your soul, yes, but they will never fulfill you. The only fulfillment comes from the divine. It comes from this love of self that's within you, this divine love, okay? It says your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. But this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others for fulfillment. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. Right? True love isn't coming in the old way of moving in relationship, guys. That's what Divine's bringing up here. It's coming from your sanctuary of divine love, of being content and being enough in your own self, and not striving to fill the void with people, places, or things, because you're making those people, places, and things an idol in your heart. And that's cluttering up your sanctuary. It's cluttering up your ability to hear the divine within you, is what I'm getting. Always have compassion for one another in all companionship. We should have compassion and love for every person, every relationship, every connection. But we don't have to make connection an idol in our lives. And when you're meant to have the soulmate, okay, if that's what you want to call it, the one soulmate, if you're meant to have that, then you'll have that in divine timing. But divine wants to know, it's like he's preparing us first, because you can't make your soulmate an idol. You can't make your twin flame an idol. God is the true twin flame, and that twin flame resides in your own heart already, right? It truly, truly is. So he's asking us to sacrifice. We're being asked to sacrifice, guys. Let's end this with some words from the divine here. I only got a few minutes left. Spirit, Father God, Holy Spirit, let's see. I am among the ministers of God. We got that yesterday. It cannot be that it is hard to do these tasks that Christ appointed you to do, since it is He who does it. And let your holiness shine bright and clear today. Don't block it through these idols, right? Trying to serve idols. Don't block your own light, your own holiness, your own strength of the divine, your own ability and realization that you're enough and you will always be taken care of. Always, when you're going within and you're tapping into the divine's care, the divine's love for you. In this world, you can become a spotless mirror in which the holiness of your Creator shines forth from you to all around you. You can reflect heaven here. This is what God's teaching us how to do. But first we have to let go of the idols. Yeah, you do not perceive your best interest. We've tried it in our own ways. Right? We have, guys. We don't, but God's telling you, if you clear the sanctuary of these idols, okay, then you don't have to worry about, are you perceiving? Because no, you don't know what's best for you, but God does. But you have to be able to tap into the sanctuary so He can lead you. You can have clear discernment of His leading you, okay? And by grace I live, by grace I am released. You are forgiven. You are forgiven. It's by the grace of God that you are breathing, living every day, that you are experiencing everything you're experiencing. It's His grace. And by grace, He is freeing us from those bonds that this bondage that the world's been under. God is offering this gift of releasing the bonds, breaking us free from taking us out of Egypt, guys. And look, God's voice speaks to me all through the day. right? He's always speaking, but are we listening, right? Are we listening? Do we know that's God speaking to us, right? He's clearing the path so we'll have no doubt. The part of your mind in which truth abides is in constant communication with God, whether you're aware of it or not. And spirit is in a state of grace forever. Your reality is only spirit. Therefore, you are in a state of grace forever. All right, guys, I got to end this. I love y'all so much. I hope you got something from this. I know I did. I love you. God loves you, and you are enough. Break free from the idols so you can break free from your bondage, Spirit saying. I love y'all.